So Pravin was a lot younger than me. He was at university, and my former husband was, when he was at university as well, he was a member of the SRC, and he was quite active in the political movement until it got banned. So Pravin, as a young man, used to come to Phoenix where we lived. And because my husband was banned, he couldn't visit him. He wasn't allowed visitors. So ostensibly, he would come to visit me. But really, we all used to have discussions, political discussions, and basically, strategize on what's the best thing to do, listen to the circumstances, the problems, the grievances of the people, student grievances, and so on. So starting off in the 60s, we talked about student issues. And there were quite a few, where students would take a decision to boycott and so on. Now, the important thing in that period, and under the leadership of people like Pravin and Yunus Muhammad and others, was that they always thought, strategized, and then took action, and it was very well organized, disciplined action, and so on. Contrary to what happens nowadays, where people spontaneously go on strikes, but often it ends up with violence, destruction of property, and so on. In those days, there was very little destruction, but there was action by the students, and that was the important thing. So Pravin, and his colleagues, but Pravin stood out as a very strong leader, very astute, full of integrity, even in those early days, and committed. His commitment was like 100%. The cause of liberation was at the core of everything that he did. He would listen, look at the issues, and then, present it in a way that any person can understand. Simple, straightforward, logical, and, put it down so that we can take pamphlets to the community and distribute them, work house to house. And he always insisted, that you must go and speak to the community, make them understand why we are calling for a boycott. Not just say boycott and you expect people to agree. We have to go and convince them why this is the most important thing to do. And that is what we did in those days. I worked with him, and I know, later on, I was also banned and house arrested, so I couldn't go all the way. But until the 70s, in 73, I was banned and house arrested. So until then, we worked together. And NRC was a logical sort of political voice, for the grievances of the people, mass actions.
And as we close today's bulletin, the Democratic Alliance has confirmed that the party's federal executive has unanimously resolved to terminate the membership of Renaldo Gous Now, Gose has been formally informed of this decision and will forfeit his DA seat in Parliament. Now, the decision follows a thorough investigation by the DA's Federal Legal Commission into the allegations against Gose. The commission found Gose guilty of contravening several sections of the DA's constitution. This comes after the DA leader and Agricultural Minister John Steenhuisen asked his Chief of Staff, Roman Kabinet, to also resign. Steenhuisen faced a wave of criticism from within the party and mounting concerns about the negative public attention that was directed at his office for this particular appointment. The party says it remains committed to upholding its values of accountability, non-racialism and respect for all South Africans. And with that is where we're going to officially wrap today's SA Today installment. We are back with you tomorrow, same time and place, that is right here on the SABC News channel. Keep it locked to SABC News for more developments around, of course, the passing of former Minister Pravin Gordhan.